Drinking this album, listen to the brews. I think it would pair well, if only for you, 'cause it's Album ReBrews. It's Album ReBrews.
Friends, welcome back to Album ReBrews. My name is Sarah.
Oh, that was so good. My name is Zach, and I only speak to dogs because they do understand me.
Aw.
Swear to God, dude, it's wicked pissy to be here on the stickiest music podcast. My name is Dave Igliozzi, and I am so happy to finally have burdened you with my friendship into being
We
here.
are
Yes.
so happy to have your butt on Zach's couch
Yes.
in front of this
a comfy
microphone.
couch.
Dave, you're so from the East Coast. Jesus Christ.
The fuck are you talking about?
This episode, listen, this is a Chicago podcast, but this one's for our East Coasters.
East Coast,
Strap
yes.
in, folks.
What's great is I'm not proud about being from the East Coast. A lot of people are. I'm not. I'm just like, well, it's unfortunate.
Could you just like list off a couple East Coast things just to like set the mood?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Ben
for
Affleck.
people. Honestly, fuck Ben Affleck.
Well, yeah, fuck Ben Affleck.
I mean, just like not even for like whatever. But let's see what else.
You said Dunkin' Donuts. I've seen so many pictures of him looking disheveled with a Dunkin' iced coffee in his hand.
Honestly, I mean, if Boston, especially we're talking about Vundabar, Allston, Rat City, Allston, Brighton. That's where I lived out in Boston, which technically Boston, but their own Brighton is its own municipality or whatever for some fucking reason.
Swag.
Some fucking reason. Honestly, just being either Italian or Irish is
Sure.
a big thing. If you're white, or French Canadian, I guess I am. You know, I'm not Irish, but I am French Canadian and Italian. So a big thing is St. Joseph's Day instead of St. Patrick's Day because we had to have something for some reason. We had to be in competition. It's stupid. It's very silly.
Is it on the same day?
No, it's the day.
Oh.
It's either the day before or the day after. And I would remember in Catholic school because that's where I went. All the Irish kids would be so hyped about St. Patrick's Day, and all the Italian kids would be like, "Yeah, but we're gonna get our Zappalas tomorrow or whenever the fuck."
Because of St. Joe.
Zappalas is the thing. Yeah, St. Joe. It doesn't matter. Maybe this is a bit. It's a really bad pastry, and my grandfather would buy the family it every year, and no one would eat it because no one liked it.
It's like
I genuinely can't even remember what they looked and or tasted
it's like
because
the fruitcake of the Italian world.
well, I would see the box. I'm like, pass over it. Nope.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm really elongating this. Okay, anyway.
So you heard it here first, folks. We got Dave Igliozzi on the mic.
Dave is a big friend of the pod. Sorry, up there.
Huge friend of the pod.
Huge friend of the pod. You heard him on a couple live shows, we're sure.
Yes.
I think I made it into one, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
And he's also a musician himself, playing in a band solo project, yes?
Yeah.
Small smile, a cute little smile on a Spotify page. We love it.
It sounds sweet.
And we listened to the tunes this morning and we're vibing with them.
Dave, if we were to insert a little clip of one of your songs for the people to get a vibe, which one would we insert?
Well, I'm gonna allow you to choose that because I have one that I like more than the other. However, it doesn't seem to vibe with other people's perception. So I'd like to know whether or not that aligns with it or not. I won't tell you. So just whichever one you vibe with the most.
So are these real bird recordings or are they...
Yeah, no, I stuck my SM58 outside my window during the pandemic.
That's a fantastic story. Oh, you can hear the little street
people
chatter.
talking.
Yeah.
You thought it'd be fine feeling lost all the time, but you know it isn't so. You painted the thought.
It's so good. I'm a big fan of today. Go follow Dave and his project on Instagram, small_smile_music, and keep up with what he's doing.
Streaming on all platforms, I think.
Yeah, plug that shit.
Plug that shit.
Deezer is apparently you know what? If anyone has Deezer,
We get a couple
please
listens
let me
on
know
Deezer.
what the
Yeah.
what is Deezer? Deezer's
nuts.
I genuinely, it was just an option and I clicked it. But
No,
yeah.
absolutely. Well, through Buzzsprout, our podcast hosting service, I think we're also on Deezer.
We're on Deezer
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah.
I had someone be like, "Oh, are you on Tidal?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'm on Tidal," because they give you more of a cut. So that 80 cents I've gotten from streams is probably a lot from
that.
the
Thank you, Tidal.
from Tidal most
That
likely. Yes.
moolah.
Yeah.
Dave, we've been wanting to have you on the show for a while. Did you have your album locked and loaded and ready to go?
You know, genuinely, it's been something that stressed me out since
no.
since I came up with the idea of getting on your podcast.
Yes.
I was like, what would I do? So I remember it kind of occurring to me a couple of months ago, and then I forgot. And then when you finally said, hey, let's do it, it took me a while, and I was just like, it's got to be one that like I have on vinyl because those are the ones that are most meaningful to me. That's just that's how I, whatever. So I was going through, I was like, oh, and I was picking them out, and I finally came across this one. And so I was like, okay, cool. Like I remember now. This is the one that I want would be a good one.
Swag.
Yeah.
It's a good pick. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Tell the folks at home, what are we talking about today?
Sure. We are talking about Vundabar's album Gawk. It came out, I believe, in 2015 off of their own label called Gawk Records. Funny enough. They started their own record label to put out their own record, which is very cool. They got Brandon Hagen on lead vocals and guitar. They got Drew McDonald on drums. They got Zach Abramo on bass and vocals. I hope I pronounced that last name correctly, Zach, if you ever do listen to this. And yeah, so they're a three-piece. You don't miss a goddamn thing. Like, they have all these instrumentation, all this stuff.
Full.
There's double track guitars and stuff on the record. You do not miss it when you hear them live. They bring it full. They're amazing. And for a while they were, like, they're from Boston, or they're from outside Boston. Anyway. And they were really grinding the Boston scene when I was at the end of my college career and just starting to be an actual, once you graduate college, you're a townie, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
But out living in Brighton and Alston and stuff, and I've seen them 8 to 10 times in the 4 or 5 year span I was there.
awesome.
Yeah.
The whole time I was listening to this record, I was like, I want to see this live.
It's amazing.
Stops in the dynamics and the
They ham up those stops.
Oh, I
they
bet
ham
they
up
do.
the dynamics. It's amazing, and they know it, and they do a really great job.
what did you pick to pair with this album today?
So, being a New England,
Of course.
I picked the Narragansett Lager beer. It is essentially a shitty light beer that you can get for very cheap.
It looks fancier than
It, well,
I wasn't
to be
expecting
fair,
that. I was excited.
the
It kind
can
of looks like cigarettes, though.
it does.
Anyway.
This can is fancier. I think it's because it was shipped out to Wisconsin. They probably
Yes.
saved their brand, unless they rebranded, because I haven't been able to get it here in Chicago for a couple years. But
Well, hold on. Did you read the can?
what did it say?
You're lucky enough to be holding a genuine, unique, collectible, limited edition retro cassette lager can.
Whoa.
I might keep one of these. If that's okay.
You should. I mean, no, I want them back. Okay, cool. So this is a bit of a retro can, yeah. So
There's a swear word on the can.
what did it say? Fackin?
It's from the 70s, and it says, quote, "And yes, this is the can that the capital C captain crushed in that famous movie about the big ass shark."
Yeah.
Was this in Jaws?
Jaws was filmed at Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts. Martha's Vineyard is technically an island, but it is a Massachusetts owned or whatever the
This
fuck.
is
we
a
know
I'm
cool
about it.
beer.
learning so much today.
Cool
There we go.
beer.
There's another thing about being from New England. yeah.
Amazing.
I've been at the plate. I've been to the beach where Jaws was filmed, or one of them anyway.
Did a shark nibble on your toes?
It did more than that, baby.
Oh, shit, baby.
I hope that was loud enough, Cam.
Well, Dave has kind of committed a party foul, and I'm calling him out on Maine. He has already opened his beer like a real
You could see the
dingbat.
remorse in his eyes off air when he opened it.
What's worse about that is I've opened it and haven't gotten to take a sip yet.
Oh yeah. Let's do it
Oh,
real
well, then
fast.
we'll catch
Yeah.
up. Zach and I will give you the ASMR. Nice and crisp.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's fine.
Tastes like a light beer.
Tastes like a
Exactly
light
what you
beer.
want it to be.
Yes, this I chose this if I may, because one, New England for sure, but two, like this is one of the cheaper beers you can buy when you're at bars, especially the divey bars in which they used to play, or the maybe not divey, but like the they're closed. Both of them are closed now, but the Great Scott, which is one of the old, it closed down during the pandemic. One of the best venues for especially small acts in Alston. And there was the Middle East nightclub in Cambridge, which I've seen them at those two venues a plethora of times.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, I want to ask this.
Are we about to say the same
Is
thing?
this the East Coast old style?
That's exactly what it is. It's the East Coast Old style.
Zach, we've been doing this show for too long. God damn.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why I brought it on
Yeah,
too
it's
as well.
fantastic.
Perfect.
Oh, man.
Zach, are you Wisconsinite as well?
No.
No.
Missouri originally.
Missouri.
Zach is
Oh,
from
yes, I did know
bumfuck,
that.
Yeah.
Missouri.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But old style's Wisconsin, yes?
PBR is
Chicago.
Wisconsin.
Oh,
Old style is
oh.
Chicago.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah,
Haven't quite
get
assimilated
good on
yet.
your Midwest beer geography, please.
There will be a quiz at the end of the episode.
I believe it.
Speaking of quizzes. Oh, Zach, you just opened the door so wide for me.
Oh, sure.
So we are actually recording this. This episode will come out later, but we're recording this on October 1st. And one of my favorite parts about fall, about this season, especially myself being from Milwaukee and of German heritage, is Oktoberfest. Love me an amber beer and a big pretzel. And Wundabar is a German word.
Yes.
Wait,
We're tying
what?
it. We're
Yeah.
tying
Hold
it.
on.
I think, unless
No,
it's
no,
not.
I know.
Oh my god!
I was. You got to play with me in the space. That's what
Yeah.
podcast.
I'll play.
What is a band? What is a music?
What is a
What is a
music?
German
A bar of
word?
Wunda?
A
A bar of Wunda. I have comprised a little game here called Talktoberfest, where Zach and Dave are going to be on a team, and I have in front of me some German words.
Okay.
Some of these words have funny little, sometimes very literal translations,
Oh, hell yeah.
and some of them are the names of German breweries.
So we have to guess which one is which.
Yeah.
Yes.
If it's a brewery or a silly, goofy word.
Do we have to guess what the word means?
If you want a bonus point, you could.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you ready to get into it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Word or brewery number 1. Lebensmood.
Lebensmood.
That's
That's a smooth.
That sounds like a sim word.
Lebensmood.
Lebensmood.
Is it helpful if I tell you where the umlaut is?
Yeah.
The umlaut is over the U in schmood.
I want to drink
There's a U.
Lebensmood.
I thought it was two U. Oh, O's. No, it's O's.
Oh, yeah. We could do spelling bee rules. Let me
Yeah.
know if you want a spelling of the
I
word.
don't. Oh, want to. I thought you were
Country of origin is always going to be Germany, though, baby.
Lebensmood. I bet that's a funny word for like Lebensmood, right? Like it's like they're doing something with their hair or something.
Oh.
Yes, I feel like Lieben is making me think of a name. Like I feel you. I feel that, but I overthink things quite a bit, and so like Lieben is starting to think like leave like a name, but I don't think that's right. And Sarah is,
know enough German.
is
Do you know
reveling in the fact that our gut reactions are opposite.
Love
Do you
having
do
an
you know any German?
overthinker.
No, I
any
don't know.
German.
No, I don't know anything. I know one word. And it's Wundabar.
Which means wonderful. We didn't say
Yes,
earlier.
wonderful.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Zach's gut on this one and say it's. You said brewery, yes?
No, I said.
Oh, you said no. I said. The fuck, what am I talking about? Okay, it's a funny word.
That's a funny word.
You are correct in that it's a funny word. Do you want to go for the bonus point?
Yeah, let's brainstorm.
If I know anything about German, which I don't, the words sound very similar to English words because English is sort of based in Germanic, whatever.
Yeah,
a lot of it
Frankish
is. So
or-
something tells me that like mood is a part of it. Like I don't know if that's correct.
Yeah.
I think it just means schmood. Remember how schmood was a word?
I'm going to give you the point.
I knew it. Okay, wait.
It's not verbatim.
Please explain.
Okay, so Lebensmood means, quote, life tired, which is a schmood.
I fucking knew it.
The definition is as follows. This describes the feeling of being utterly done with it all. beaten down and
Yeah.
tired of everything.
Was it? Wait. Was this pre or post internet?
I found it on the internet.
Okay, all right.
Number next.
So we just did eins, which is 1. Zwei is 2.
That's not the word. That's just a number of questions.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did take a little bit of German. Number 2. Schulferhofer.
Can I ask for a Google Translate pronunciation?
Sure.
I didn't know that was an option.
Schäferhofer.
I will say, if it was a name, well, no, that's just my name. I was gonna say if you put it in a Google Translate, it comes out good. It would be a word, but that's just my name because Microsoft Word has been trying to tell me that my last name is Igliozzi for about 29 years at this point.
hilarious.
Mine tries to tell me it's Baywatch.
Oh, very
Sarah Baywatch.
Yeah.
That's your,
Okay, wait.
That's
Could
your stripper
you
name.
say it one more time?
Schäferhofer.
Schäferhofer. It's a funny sounding one because it kind of rhymes a little bit,
Uh-huh.
which makes me think that you put it in to trick us, and it's a name and not like a turn of phrase. I'm trying to get inside
Sarah do be
Sarah's
playing
brain
mind
right
games.
now.
Yes.
I'm
go
going
for
with
it.
name. I'm going with
Go.
a name being brewery.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
it's
are
a brewery.
correct.
Yes.
It's a German brewery.
All right.
All right. Dry. Number 3. I gotta really look at this one. Dry Kassahoch.
Okay, I want Google.
David
Yeah.
Hasselhoff. It's got the same.
David Hasselhoff. So this is the SpongeBob movie brewery.
Yeah.
Let me get Google Translate on this.
Yes,
get it
please
on here.
do.
Yeah.
Please.
Käsehoch.
Oh, Dry Käsehoch.
Okay, one more time.
That sounds Italian almost.
3 Käsehoch.
No, it doesn't.
I don't speak any other languages.
Ciao Bella. It does sound like Hasselhoff.
Sarah may be making hard games on this show.
I just realized something. I'll tell you after you guess, but I just realized I may have given you a really big hint.
That's not
I didn't
helpful
find
because that
it.
could have
I
been
didn't get
anything.
it, yeah.
Exactly.
Dry Hazelhoff. Let's go with turn of phrase. Funny word.
Okay, I'm with Zach.
Would you like to go for the bonus point? You are correct. It is a turn of phrase.
Okay, all right.
It means something was so funny you pooped your pants.
You do not get the bonus point. So I've been saying the German names for the numbers as we've been going. Eins, 1, zwei, 2, drei, 3, and this starts with the dry.
Oh, I was never
Um,
gonna get that.
The turn of phrase drei Käse hoch means 3 cheeses high. I'll explain further.
Yes, please
Yeah,
tell me what
please.
that means.
This is a humorous way to describe a person who is lacking in height, implying that they're the approximate height of 3 wheels of cheese placed on top of each
Sarah,
other.
that's-
I feel like this was targeted.
Sarah, that's your new nickname.
Short Kings rise up.
I feel close to this turn of
Yeah.
phrase.
Yes, I hear you.
3 cheeses. And you're from Wisconsin, so it makes it even
It's
better.
Oh my God.
Perfect.
So, yeah,
It's
yes, it's
perfect
made
for
for you.
me.
I will make you another T-shirt with that on it.
And I'll wear it with pride.
Yes.
Eins, zwei, drei, vier is number 4.
It's going to be scary.
Oh, this is Halloween.
Alrighty. This one is Sitzfleisch.
I think shits is shit.
No, it's Scheisse.
Oh,
I do know that.
You do know that.
Yes.
Oh boy, I know that.
Is shit
That's a Lady
6?
Gaga song.
Scheisse. I know that because not Lady Gaga though. I wish.
Oh.
It's because I had a German exchange student on my friend's floor,
Uh-huh.
and he taught us the word.
Scheisse.
Because when you're 19, you think, hey, teach. I
Teach
mean,
me
even
this
now
word.
it's still funny.
Yeah.
10 years later, but
when I was in Spanish classes, we did this when I was in AP Spanish, because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
when you can get kind of real.
yeah.
can get
Oh,
kinda real.
That's when you can say hijo de punta.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's such a good way to say son of a bitch.
Okay, so repeat the word, please.
Sitzfleisch.
It sounds silly.
Fleisch.
It sounds silly.
Sitzfleisch.
Fleisch sounds familiar. Like just like as in like I've heard that in something before.
Uh-huh.
I'm going with. Oh no! But if I'm wrong, then I break the streak, and that this
Is
is
there
you're
too
putting
much
pressure
pressure?
on me.
That's true. You guys have done an impressive
okay,
job.
yeah, we're 3 for 3. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 for 3 and a bonus
Okay,
point.
I want to hear one more time. Just
Sitzfleisch.
Oh, that was good. I think if that means like 6, it could be like 6 barrels or something. Like that feels like a brewery name.
my gut is it is a word. it's a turn
silly
of phrase.
phrase. That was
I
my
think it's
first
a turn of
instinct. Let's
phrase.
go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Yes!
Go for the bonus point.
Silly flashlight.
The Flash. The Flash. It's the Flash
Is it
in
doing
German.
something like quickly? I don't know.
You do not get the bonus point. So
Okay.
Sitzfleisch roughly means seat meat, aka your butt. If you possess,
I knew the Flash. Yeah, great.
if you possess ample seat meat,
Flash.
you are able to sit through boring meetings, parties, or speeches. Basically, because you carry your own cushion or seat meat.
For my statisticians out there, the correlation of ass to patience is apparently ass to patience. Yeah,
Amazing.
I love it.
It's a good one.
The streak is still strong.
We're good.
All right,
I want those
number
bonus
next.
points.
I know.
Though. That's like if we're gonna be 4 for 4, I want those bonus
Yeah.
points.
I want you to go for the bonus points.
We are going for this.
This next one is Radaburger.
It feels like someone's like last name.
Yeah, that's a burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a name.
Yeah.
For sure.
Radeberger.
Name.
Same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brewery.
You're correct.
Yeah!
Brewery.
Bob Burger. That's his name, right? Bob Burger.
Bob's Burger. You're wearing the Bob's Burgers.
His name was Bob Burger.
His name was Bob Burger. It's on the sign. Bob.
Bob Burger. The Baba Yaga Burger.
Next.
Okay.
Weichenstaffen.
That's a silly word. I've heard that before.
It sounds like the like Air Force, like the Luftwaffe.
Oh.
Oh.
I feel like air, like whatever that means. I
Oh.
feel like
Maybe like Airhead or something.
Weinstefan.
Oh, I was so wrong.
That's
was
a
so
different
wrong.
word. That's a totally
Well,
different word.
That is a totally different word. Listen,
One more
for
time.
the folks listening at home, I've been taking German since 6th grade. So, okay.
I like how
let's-
you finished her sentence.
We've talked
you knew
about this.
that it was 6th grade.
Yeah, she told us earlier.
Okay, let me play it one more time.
Weinstefan.
Stefan is a
As a
name.
name.
It sounds like a
Let's go
brewery.
brewery,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is not only a brewery, it is the oldest brewery in the
Ah.
world.
Whoa, we gotta get it on the pod. Write that down. Write that down.
Is the brewmaster available?
It's probably like some monk from like 1400, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
I didn't pull up details on the brewery. It's just the silly words.
That's very cool. Von Staffen.
Next, you have gotten every single one right. I'm
Hell
so
yeah.
impressed.
Hell yeah.
Number next is Zungenbrecher.
Okay, that's got to be that's a phrase.
I'm gonna ask for Google
Zungenbrecher.
Translate, please.
Absolutely.
Zungenbrecher.
This got a Z. That's a silly letter.
It does have a Z. It starts with Z.
I have 2 Z's in my name, so I take umbrage.
Well, you're pretty silly, though.
Yeah, pretty silly.
Says whom?
I think Z's
Says
are just
whom?
inherently silly.
Whomst just told you how silly I am. And the level of silliness that I possess.
I know firsthand, baby.
I think it's a turn of phrase.
Okay.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's a turn of phrase.
Would you like to go for the
Yes!
point?
Okay, I need to hear it one more time.
Absolutely.
Zungenbrecher.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like Zungen is almost like song. Like I feel like you're coming at it. I have no idea. I don't know.
Maybe like a silly hat they wear on their head in Germany.
Close.
What?
No, not
Oh.
close.
I was like amazing.
So Zungenbrecher loosely means tongue breaker, like a tongue twister.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. Can
8
they go
for
for
8.
100%? The last word is Kopfkino.
That doesn't sound German.
Kopfkino.
Google Translate,
Google
please.
Translate, por favor.
Yeah.
That sounds.
Kopfkino.
That's short enough that it could be just like little fuck. Like I don't know if it is, but
You
it's,
could definitely say it like scoffingly at something. Cofchino.
yeah, no, it sounds almost Italian.
Yeah.
What is this Italian German crossover? the theme we've got going on here.
It's what's on this couch.
Yeah. We are sharing a couch.
That could go either way, right?
That one's I
It
think
could go
Oh,
anyway.
And the stakes have never been higher.
that sounds like if it was like Spanish.
Sure.
Eno, right? Like
Yeah.
Ito or Eno. I'm gonna go with it's a name because of how like not German it sounds.
Oh,
like a brewery name.
I think that's a better. That's
That's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, let's do it.
It breaks my heart.
No!
It is a turn of phrase.
What is it? What is
So, kopkino roughly means head cinema.
I knew it had to
Your
do with
kop-
the head.
Your head.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
The word kopkino refers to mentally playing out an entire scene in your mind as if you were watching a movie.
That is a very cool word. I wish there was an English word for
the
that.
things
'cause
I
would
do
use that all
every
the time.
day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for playing
Wow.
Talktoberfest. I'm still impressed by
I'm-
how well
I'm-
you
for
did.
nine.
I am
good.
so sorry
No.
that I ruined the streak. That
That's
was on
okay.
me.
Should we take a quick pee break and then get into the album?
Absolutely. Yes.
Go piss, girl.
Slay.
Oh, that means head cinema. Cam, you can make it. You can edit that so I got it right.
Bing.
Cool. All right. So
And they did it, guys.
100%.
100%.
It's movie magic.
I can't believe it. Both of you are so smart.
All right. So we learned our German words.
yes,
Yes.
We know Wundabar means wonderful bar.
a good bar.
A good bar.
I like just like a cool one
Yeah,
where like
just-
not too many or any creeps hang out at.
I think Wundabar actually is spelled with a W, but the band spells it with a V. Is that correct?
I have no idea. That's not something that
Yeah.
I think that I am.
I saw-
I
Sarah,
think it's spelled with a V.
Sarah?
I saw a different couple ways to spell it on the internet.
wait, hold
Oh.
on. Can we talk about this for a hot second?
Yeah, what's up?
This is something that I've been meaning to bring up this whole time.
Yeah.
Really, truly.
Yes.
Why is it called W when it's two V's? It's two V's,
such a good
not two
question.
W's.
Why do people say www dot when that's 3 more syllables than World Wide Web dot?
Right, but it's also like VV. It's VVVVVV dot. All right,
Is that
like
6 V's? Cameron, check
6
it back. See
Vs.
if that was 6
Could
V's.
you
Oh,
just
I know.
say-
I know it was.
You could just say 6V dot.
6 V dot.
6V dot.
6 V dot.
That almost sounds like a German word.
Hey guys,
It
check
means
us out
like-
at 6
Okay.
V dot albumrebrews.com. Yeah. Let's get into this album a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Let's chop into it. That was bad.
What? Let's chop into.
Chop
Oh,
in?
yeah, because their song.
First
song, everybody, is
wait.
Chop.
Oh, we can do a little more just about the band before
What?
we get into the
Sure.
songs.
Oh yeah.
If we need to.
I am curious. Well, okay. When I was listening to this, I feel like this album is so quintessential, like late 20 teens indie rock.
Mhm.
So quintessential. Dave, I'm curious if this band had any influence on your musical writing.
I would like to say that they did. I think the problem is I tried my goddamn darndest to learn these fucking songs, and he's such a good guitar. Like you don't like. I don't know if you notice it unless you try to learn the songs because the songs sound simple-ish. Like you know that he's doing something, but like when you watch them live, it still sounds like the record. And the record, there's double tracking, so they'll do chunking chords and they'll do all this stuff, but you watch them live and there's nothing missing. And I used to sit, there was one show, I literally sat on the stage and I was looking at his pedal board. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Because I couldn't figure like the song that I've tried my darndest to learn is Ooh La La.
Oh, a classic.
That
So
dun
good.
dun 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 bum, bum, ba, da, da. Like I cannot play it like he does. I know the notes. I can play the notes. So I would like to say yes, but the answer is I cannot play like this. That's the answer. Is like it is more of an acrobatic guitar player that I am. Like it's just like until you watch it and see, like it's all over the place in a very understated way. Until you try to play it, and you're like holy shit, I can't. Like it's not flashy like fucking. Van Halen or some shit. But it is incredibly difficult because it's just him up there and he's doing a really great job. So the answer is no, because I can't do it. Like I can't do it. And I don't have a strong falsetto. I love the jumping between the falsetto. Yeah.
Lyrically, any influence? Because I'm in love with some of the lyrics on this
Oh
album.
yeah.
And,
Yeah. Go.
and I know you're a big fan of Jeff Tweedy's songwriting book.
Yes. Yes.
So lyrically, any influence?
I'm going to be once again honest with you. You guys are asking tough questions because you're like making me reveal my hand, which is I genuinely, this song has always been about the vibes and the guitar for me. And it wasn't until, and I've listened to this song ad nauseum. I've seen them 10 times live.
Yes.
I genuinely didn't know most of the lyrics because he sings in such a distinct timbral fronted, like it's timbre fronted, like he's changing the way he's He's changing the way he speaks or sings and delivers the lines. I couldn't understand a lot of the words.
Sure.
So that I only talk to dogs because they don't understand me line, which you opened with, I only found out that was in the
When you
song
looked it up?
last week. I didn't even know because we're like, I thought the dogs, because they don't understand. I didn't know what the fuck he was saying.
There's so
I didn't
much
know what he was
cool
saying. Yeah.
influx and
And it's-
yeah. It's really
So
good.
it was cool. It was cool to know that the lyrics were also good. So no, the answer is fucking no.
Sick.
I'm glad we could do that for you, Dave, this week. Let's get you into the.
Sorry, guys, if you ever do listen to this. I do love you.
Sarah, did you have any familiarity with this band before this week?
I didn't realize I did until I was listening. I was not very familiar with the band, like as the band, but Ooh La La and Alien Blues were absolutely. I like felt like a sleeper agent. I was like listening to it, and the chorus of Ooh La La came in, and I was like, "This was on my Discover Weekly in college."
That's how I know it. That's how I know it. 'Cause
Oh,
it was
yeah,
on a playlist
Yes.
in college, and it still hits from
Yeah.
like 2015. that vibe, yeah.
Absolutely. And it was just kind of one of those. Zach and I were like talking about this literally last night. But you know, you go through like your liked songs on Spotify, and there are songs that you haven't thought about in years, but then you hear it and you like instantly like remember the chorus, and it like transports you back somewhere. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm on the red line going to a photo class. Holy shit. That's my level of familiarity. I like spent a bunch of time prepping for this, and like I was like trying to get a feel for the band. They seem like super chillers, but I'm excited to learn more, Dave, about your taste.
Oh, I've got so much. Did you know? So part of it, and I know Zach, you brought up when I told you the album. It's like, oh, I know Ooh La La, but
Yeah.
Alien Blues blew up on TikTok.
I read that
Well,
today.
No, like a couple months ago.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe it was like 6 months. It might be almost half a year ago, but like they.
2021 it was.
Oh, it was 2020.
Yeah.
What year is it? It's
I
2020.
know. No, they fly past
Jesus,
fast,
yeah,
don't
right.
they? Yeah.
No, yeah. So like that blew up like on TikTok recently, and that was like kind of I think a big break for them because they were on Seth Meyers.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
shit.
got a
Played Seth
ton of
Meyers.
streams from it.
Yeah. It's been
Wow.
crazy. And like, what's crazy? I'll just be before we get too into it. It's like it's been really cool because like I've literally been watching this band grow for almost a decade. Like
Yeah.
I knew them in
Wow.
2013 because, and this is a fun story. I'll give it if it's okay if I tell a typical
Absolutely.
story.
Please do.
My first chance to ever see them, I missed them. I didn't go.
Oh.
So it was while I was in college, and they played my college at this place called the Crane Room, and the Crane Room was literally an old lecture hall. Like it had the wood paneled sides. It was crazy, but it had like a little thing, a little like not stage because it was like 6 inches above the ground. It was the
Like a little riser.
right, a little riser, and that's where all the like I've played that stage.
Yeah.
Like I've played that room in my bands when I was in college, and I didn't go because like the one of the bands I was in, they went. Like everyone else but me because I was living with them, and they come back. They had the T-shirts, they had the merch. Like this band was like amazing. You missed this, and I was just like, oh shit. And it was like, yeah. And then I knew to listen for them,
Ooh.
and I still didn't listen for them. And then the next time they came, I was like, I got to see it because my friends went, and they said like you need to go and see
gotta
this
know.
band. Yeah, you have to see this band. And even then, 2013, that was after their first album, Antics. Did they even release? I'm gonna pull up Wikipedia. Antics came out in 2013, so they were promoting that, which is also a really great album. A little rawer, but kind of in the same vein. Like I think when they go to their album after Gawk, and later they kind of take a turn in terms of
That's what I read.
songwriting,
Yeah.
which is it's still great. But for me, Gawk is like that's the quintessential album because it's the one that I really fell in love with them about. So around. So
I'd love to see
yeah.
that the bass player said that they had a lot of influence from OCs,
yeah,
which is a great post-punk band.
Yep.
They also remind me a lot of Growlers. Are you familiar with that
I'm not
kind
familiar with
of
Growlers, no.
surfy rock, indie rock band? And a lot of Ty Segall.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
very sludgy,
Very sludgy.
very sludgy. I love it.
Big fan of all the vibes that
Yeah.
Vundabar is bringing on this album.
Yeah. So sorry I didn't see y'all in 2013.
But the other 9 times you saw them, they were probably super happy about.
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought this first one was a great intro chop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
And again, what you were saying earlier, Dave, like the lyrics, some of the songs are so simple, but like sometimes there's still so meaning behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he sings them, sometimes they're just like another instrument.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's play a little bit of chop.
Yeah,
and
right from
kind
the
of vibe
jump.
with that. Yeah.
You got me up and I know you really were.
Strongest falsetto in the game.
Oh,
Bee Gees
I know.
Move Over.
This vocal delivery reminds me a lot of another band that I really love and would love to talk about on. We haven't. Group Love.
Oh,
sure.
Yeah, which I have a couple of their albums on vinyl, and something about that like falsetto, but it's not like a like it's not
It's
like a
not
church boy
operatic,
falsetto.
yeah.
Falsetto. It's like silly, goofy
Yeah.
falsetto.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm a sucker for it.
Yeah, I feel like everything about Brandon is acrobatic. Like his voice, he switches from falsetto to live. He hams it up real, like it's amazing. You should watch the audio tree of them when they're doing "Smell Smoke," their album afterwards. It's good. That the audio tree live of them is really great too. And I don't know if they play chop, but they definitely play Ooh La La, because I was watching and trying to figure out how he was phrasing those goddamn guitar
Yeah.
lines, and I'm like I know the notes. How are you playing this anyway? But yeah, like his guitar playing is acrobatic. His vocal delivery is acrobatic. Like his lyrics are kind of acrobatic. Like it's like he's all over the place in a cohesive way that makes you feel like it's all in. I mean, of course, it's all intentional, but like it doesn't feel improvised. It's like let's just play with the space and much.
Yeah.
And, it's and that's an amazing quality, I think.
Yeah. I was watching a bunch of the music videos. Again, I like when I'm learning about a band for the show that I don't have a ton of experience with, I'm like going to the music videos. I'm going to their socials. I was like digging for like podcast episodes that they were on. And they just seem like such simultaneously, like they seem very down to earth, but also like such performers.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
which I'm so into. I love a band that is so full of ham.
Oh, dude. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna hold back some.
Okay.
But I will tell you, all of those pauses in their songs, they use live to the fullest extent. When you say performer, not just like bringing tension and release, but like it's amazing. I'll hold back a little.
Okay.
And that's a really powerful, and to plug a concert we went to last night.
Yeah.
We went and saw the Nora Marks EP release show at G-Men Tavern with OK Cool, Pink Squeeze, and Cut Your Losses.
Very swag.
And when those bands would like leave space in that room, like, oh, you feel it.
Oh, absolutely.
And so just these tracks live like that, I bet kill.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that they're like absolutely revered for their live act because of just how like their newer stuff is a little chiller. It's a little more like it's more kind of riding that 80s like kind of like I know chill wave isn't 80s, but like that sort of like chill vibe kind of thing. There's a little more like they have less start and stops, but like even still their live acts are just the ethos of this album comes through in that energy and that electricity.
Is the next song like the song?
Ooh La La?
Yeah.
I don't know because for some people it is. I think
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but Ash in the not Ash in the Sun. Alien Blues is the one that blew up.
That's true.
I'm not really sure. Ooh La La was for me for sure for a
Yeah.
long time, but the longer you wait, like I on this re-listen, like I was thinking about it, and we'll get into it later. But Bust is the one that like that is so heavy, and that brings the energy. Like it, so I don't know.
Well, Ooh La La was like my sleeper agent. Like this was the one that definitely got pushed to me in like 2015, 2016, where it was like, oh,
Yeah.
you're on Tumblr.
Yeah.
You're gonna love this shit, and of course, I ate it all up.
It's
I
not
wish
on
I
the top
knew.
5.
What are the
Oh,
top
no, I'm
five?
sorry, it is. It's number 2.
Oh.
What's the first one must be Alien Blues, yeah?
Alien Blues has 214 million.
Yeah.
Goodness gosh.
What's the third?
Good for them.
It's got to be one off the newer ones,
It's
right?
all off of Gawk.
Really?
Yeah. Alien Blues, Ooh La La, Smile,
you know-
Boat Shop, Worn Wanderer.
I feel a little bad about that because their new stuff is really good. Like,
We've got so much new stuff.
and it's all amazing.
Huh.
And maybe it's because they've always been a small band and it hasn't had enough to. Excuse me. It hasn't had enough to.
No, you can do that right into the mic. You can. Yeah.
I've been pulling away from the mic this whole time because I've been burping so much.
Holy shit, that was excellent.
Yeah, right.
A.
I'm so proud of me.
All right, so let's get into Ooh La La.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did to Dave's point earlier. I did not. I've known this song for 7 years now. Loved
Yeah.
it. Did
Yeah.
not realize it was about drug use.
Wait. Yeah. Okay, real quick though. I will say, listen to the guitar and listen how smoothly those notes flow. I will say, because that is the thing that has been confounding me for so fucking long.
And like the melody between the bass and the guitar, the whole album's so great.
Oh, absolutely.
One thing I'll give to this bass player, Zach. Zach, what's the last name?
I have it right here. Hold on. Give me one
Not another bass player named Zach.
Another bass player named Zach.
Zach Abramo or Abramo.
During a chorus or a melody, sometimes the right bass melody underneath it can make the melody pop so much
absolutely.
more. And they do that great on this album.
That is, like I say, when it's live, right? They use the bass to the fullest extent.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because the bass is going to hold down that low end. So they have that distortion or fuzz or whatever they have on the bass to kind of bring up those upper harmonics. So like I remember like with this song, Ooh La La, right? When you're trying to play it like me, and you're trying to play like the full chord, like it doesn't come through because they're not playing the full chord. And you're getting those upper harmonics of the third because of the distortion, because that's how distortion works. A lot of the time, it's doing the natural harmonics. But if you actually play the third, it sounds really strange because that's not what they're playing. But if you, it's a whole thing, and I've spent my years of my life pulling my hair out about this, and it's sad because like I know the notes, and I'm just like I don't know how to play it like they play it.
Yeah.
It's my white whale.
A bass player's tone is like 90% in their mids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where you really get like what the bass player sounds like.
In their mids?
The mid range. There's like your lows, your mids, and your highs.
Yeah.
Bass players are
In the-
mid. You
in
heard
the-
it. You heard it here first, folks. From Zach.
There we go.
In the EQ.
Just kidding, bass players who
Oh,
are the
I
most
see.
important.
Yeah.
I want to go on record saying that bass players are the most important.
But yeah,
after
so
the drummers.
I don't know how, like, the first line of this song is homeliness and loneliness are wearing at the scars. And I still did not recognize that this was about drug use.
You know what's interesting is like there's another song that they have that I love, which is called Other Flowers. It's off of their album, not the one after this, which is Smell Smoke, but the one after that, which is called Either Light. And it's called Other Flowers. And clearly they have experience, unless they're really like, Bruce Springsteen-esque writers, but like, coming up with things, coming up with stories. But the song is, Do Other Flowers Grow other than Poppy? Because that's heroin or fentanyl, whatever. And the song is about they're helping someone's mother clean out the closet of their home, and it's like, so like they have some very they listen to everything else by them, because that's one of my favorite songs that I listened to like on repeat when the pandemic first started. Not necessarily because I was like, the pandemic's like drugs, right? It was just like for some reason it was just scratching this itch of sadness. But yeah, no, it's a cool song as well. Brandon is an interesting person because he was also he's the songwriter, right? So he's talking about someone clearly who he knows who uses these hard drugs, but he also was the main caretaker or a caretaker for someone who was terminally ill for a long time.
Really?
That's what Smell Smoke. That album, the one after this, is Smell Smoke, and it's a lot of it is about his struggle as a human being, having to be a caretaker for somebody who is dying. And what's really interesting about this album is it teeters between the high energy and the the sadness of a lot of these things. But the later albums, I think, not that they give into the sadness, but they allow the sounds to really reflect the sadness.
This does not reflect the sadness of
This
drug
one is like
use.
you have to really look into it.
Because I thought "ulu la 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 la" was like a fun skippy phrase,
Yeah.
but the words in front of it is "I want to give it to you. I want to give you some ooh ooh la 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 la."
Yeah.
And I don't know what that means. Do you guys know what that means in context? Of
No.
don't.
Yeah. Did you read that this was about drug use, or you
Yes.
just yeah?
It,
Because I didn't know that until right now. You just said drug use, and I started like riffing on the other stuff that I knew about. But
yeah, well, when you read the lyrics, here we're on the same.
smart
first
enough to
verse.
make it, dumb enough to use it. Oh yeah, sure.
Definition blurs when you're starting through the smoke. Nothing really hurts when everything's a joke.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's why I turn everything into a joke.
That's what this podcast is.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt that I'm part of the 3 Cheese High Club.
My favorite drug, Gouda.
Kudos. That's the most Wisconsin thing you said on air. How do we feel about this next track?
I mean, they're all bangers. I did not like dive into the lyrics or anything, but I've listened to this album several times now.
It's a 30-minute album, and it just goes the whole time.
Yes, and then it finishes, and I'm like, once again from the top.
Yeah.
Uno más, por favor.
I
Yeah.
will say, so I think another huge theme, and Cotton Kid is one of those songs that really highlight it, but I think all of the songs do, in a sense, they talk about alienation, like, and like, I want like capitalist alienation. Like they're talking about like I've been taught the things that I need to know. Like my head's filled with cotton. Did you see the brand? Are you impressed? Like all this consumerism stuff. And they clearly, it's always kind of abstract, obviously. Because, obviously saying like, oh, consumerism, bad. But like there's this idea, like I know better. I'm a money lender. I wear my status with my watch and jacket. And like, I know people like that.
That is such a good line.
I know people like
Such
that,
a good
man.
line.
That's by the way, that's one of the lines that I've always heard. but do my clothes look right? And that's something that I've always felt the pressure. Like I really resonate with these messages, which is like, there is status in material goods, and it's not like I don't like having like I just bought a Walkman. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I just bought a Walkman for no reason. But like I like having material things, but not for the status, but for like the enjoyment I
The
get out of
creature
them.
comforts.
Right.
Yeah.
But a lot of the there's a theme with this album, which is like there are people out there who only care about your watch and jacket, who only care about how much money you make, or if you follow a script in a social situation. And there's an alienation there that clearly the lead singer, the main writer Brandon, doesn't feel like he aligns with. And there's a lot of sardonic jabs at that. This is that's a huge theme throughout this album and their later work as well.
Do you think that's where sort of Gawk, the title of the album, could be something that could be inferred from that?
I think so, yeah, probably.
Potentially like sticking out in these situations where like you don't have the rollie on the wrist.
Hell yeah.
You're rocking Village Discount Outlets finest.
You're rocking that Casio calculator wristwatch. I want one of those so bad.
I do too.
For the status.
I was kind of picking my own brain about it, but hearing these points sort of being gawked at or gawking at people who, do care about these. Don't get me wrong, I've worked in corporate America and I've done my fair share of
Looking at you, Party City.
Lululemon gawking. Exactly. Exactly.
Those balloons.
I know. I was just thinking
Can
about
we
that.
play a little bit of the chorus? I think this is a really cool example where like the words look one way on the page, but then the way that they perform them
Oh, of course.
is, and just the way he hits the falsetto on this right and nice hits me so good.
Pause. There's a stop. There's a stop.
And I bet they milked that.
Oh, dude,
so
they
good.
milked. Okay, so I will say, not on this. I'm gonna bring in another thing that I was teasing earlier, which is like when they have those stops. So Zach was the original bassist. They had a bassist for a grip between. I think Zach left. And Zach, I think, is still doing his own solo-ish, or at least like his own lead music project. He's still doing those, but he left for a little while, I think, to do that, or at least for whatever reason. He's back now. But there was this one time I was seeing them at one of the places in Boston. I can't remember at this point, but like they're playing and during that like one beat, that like 3 to 4. Brandon and the bass just give like a little gentle kiss, and then they keep playing. It was amazing. It was amazing. So like, it was amazing. Yeah,
That's so good.
Yeah. So it probably wasn't that gentle because it was on time. They had to hit it.
Yeah, they were on a time budget.
Yeah, they were on a time budget.
Yeah,
Gotta make it count.
Gotta make it.
Yeah.
Do you guys think Darla's a real person on this next track? I wonder if that's just like a good name for the lyric writing, or if it's the actual name of someone they're writing the song for.
If they're like
or
pulling
about.
a Steely Dan and just using Peg.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I genuinely have no idea.
I don't know either.
Well, can we play the first intro? Because the way they
Absolutely.
rhyme Darla with longer,
Yeah.
longa, it's phenomenal.
That's so Boston.
It's so good.
What?
Longa.
Longa. Yeah, they don't say longer. You'll hear it. Here it
Well,
is.
let's ask the audience.
Audience will decide.
Also another great guitar riff.
Phenomenal. I could never recreate how he sings that first line.
Well, so something I will say is two things I will say is he really leans on the falsetto to take care of it, but he adds the
He does add the
He adds the so he can do the inline rhyme with Wanderers later.
Jesus Christ! What a phenomenal line.
It's a fucking it's an MF Doom like little like
internal rhyme all over the place.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Beautiful.
Poets.
Poets.
Can't live with them. Can't live with
I do love how in one of the lyrics is "Would it be funner?"
Would it be more fun? Excuse me.
It would be funner if Darla you were dumber. Like absolutely. Once again, I think a thing that they clearly were doing is I think they were like 19 or 20 at the time that this came out, because I remember them being too young during the show that I sat on when I was 21 or something like that. I sat at the Middle East. I sat on the stage and I watched them play, and they couldn't buy beer at the time. And so they're clearly they're just learning about like philosophy, or like because there's a couple references to like Plato's Cave or
Allegory,
there's like that, like I understand, like he couldn't understand because he does understand kind of thing. And like this whole like, wouldn't it be funner if you were dumber, is like, that's like very like, like the more I know, the worse I feel. Kind of like I'm in my late teens, early 20s.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
That type of vibe.
I don't know, man. I
Still
would write
feel
that
that way.
now.
I still feel. By the way, I still feel that way.
Yeah, 100%. I was just about to suggest grabbing a second beer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Drink
How do you
break.
feel
Oh,
about
second.
that?
Yeah, only second.
Only second.
Oh, it's my second. Oh no, it's my third.
It's my fourth.
Was it the best you ever had? Was it the worst you never know? Gotta tell you what I think and play it up like it's a joke. Oh, no more surprises. Yes, it's like this. I'll do anything for you. This is highness.
We threw you guys off. We came back in with music instead of words.
I love the line, "The land is dandy."
They do such a good job with, what's the word for just like oohs and ahs and lahs?
I think it's oohs and ahs and lahs.
They do such a good job with oohs and lahs on this album. And nanas.
There's always character.
Yeah.
His voice has so much character.
This is a great track, Alien Blues. This next one we're going to talk about.
It's so catchy.
It's so good.
This was also, I think I said this earlier, this was a sleeper agent song. I know I got served this shit. I don't think I've seen the TikToks.
I watched the TikToks. I've never seen one of these. And
What
and it's
is
just
the kind of content?
Do not ask me. I just know that there's something that happened with TikTok.
Well, Zach, you watched a compilation.
It's-
What are we rocking with here?
This is not
Ooh.
going to come through the speakers. I'm so sorry. It's just people singing along to one of the lines that I need urge. What line is that?
Oh,
Maybe we'll play it.
I need to purge my urge. Shame,
urges.
shame, shame.
Yeah.
I need an alibi to justify somebody to blame.
Yeah. So people
Oh.
are just singing along to that part and like they're just like doing it.
Is it like POV TikToks? We've talked about this before.
It's a different trend of TikTok than TikTok is now. You know what I mean?
No, because I'm not on TikTok. I do refuse because I'm so hip that I have to kneecap myself. Otherwise, I'll get too cool.
I've taken a break from it because it is like purposely addicting.
I haven't.
Don't ever. When TikTok started, it was a lot of like content of dancing and stuff to songs, and then
Right.
there was a lot of
Right.
content of like people voicing over songs, and now it's like this, whatever it is now. What would you
Sure.
say it is now?
I feel like it's almost gotten more into like video essay territory.
Sure, yeah.
Now that, well, you can upload much longer TikToks than you used to be able to.
No Vine. I never had
It's
Vine
no
either.
Vine.
I had Vine.
I never had Vine.
6 seconds. Pff,
Yeah.
TikTok, you can do 3 minutes.
3 minutes is outrageous.
So I'll
Never
be
have I
going
ever watched a
through.
3-minute TikTok.
Oh, I've watched so many. My brain is pudding. You go on and it's like,
It's like a YouTube video.
this is not going to be relevant by the time this episode comes out. But right now, I don't know if either of you were into BuzzFeed when BuzzFeed was in its heyday.
Sure.
Depends on what you mean, but continue.
So, do you remember there were 4 gentlemen who went
Not the Try Guys. The fucking. But okay, wait. I have so many thoughts
talk
about this,
about
but
Try
continue
Guys?
your thing.
Yeah.
Continue your thing because I have thoughts on the Try Guys. Continue.
Yeah.
So, well, do you know about the news that dropped?
Yes, I do. This is why I have thoughts. Continue.
Yes.
I'm very excited about this.
My entire TikTok algorithm is like 3-minute videos of people analyzing body language of old videos.
Yep. Oh, I
And-
saw that on YouTube. There's one on YouTube now.
Yes. And
I didn't watch it. I promise.
it is probably so bad for my brain. I am watching it.
Okay.
And it's like 3 minutes long and people have fucking like citations and shit.
Okay.
And I'm
Jesus
like,
Christ.
this is TikTok. Like it used to be Renegade, you know?
Okay. I need to speak about
I
this
need
for a
to
second.
talk about
I
this
need to
with
talk about this
someone.
as well because I couldn't remember who knew about the Try Guys, and
Yeah.
Carol doesn't give a shit. My partner. So I like Keith
I do too.
and I like Eugene.
I agree.
I think Zach is, pardon the pun, a little too corny. He tries too hard. Never really liked him very much. I have always hated the fuck out of Ned.
He has an ominous energy.
Well, here's the thing. That's fucking right. Because I love being vindicated for hating someone on for no basis.
Yes.
Right? Because I've always been like this little piece of shit. He is nerdier, smaller than me, and yet is so fucking, and I'm small, but listeners, I'm small. I'm like a Napoleon motherfucker. But I'm small, and this guy is so competitive, so
Yes.
macho, such
Such a
fucking bro. He has short Napoleonic complex frat bro energy.
Yes.
And I hate it so fucking much.
Yes.
And I was never had a reason to hate him that was concrete other than vibes. And I love the vindication of saying the vibes of this motherfucker. I picked up on that frequency immediately. I always fucking hated this guy. And I'm not saying this for the clout because I have no presence on anything. I just, it's so juicy. It's so juicy knowing that,
so
like,
juicy.
my hatred, like, I don't give a shit that he shot on his wife. By the way, I don't give a shit about any of that at all. I just love, it tastes so fucking good that my hatred is justified. Because I don't, by the way, because I like to think I'm a good person. I don't like to hate people, but
Yeah.
I love it when I hate somebody. Like you know what I mean? It's like,
Especially when it ends up being
hateable person.
Can hating someone be correct?
no, that's
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a vindication for the
appropriate.
darkest part of myself.
Yes.
Right? Like I know this is a dark little thing. I just always hated him. And it feels so good to be right. You know what I mean? That's all it is. I don't give a shit about the clout. I don't give a shit about me being right in a other sense than like I'm not a bad person for hating this person for no reason. But it feels so good.
I knew it.
This is such a fucking deep talk.
No,
TikTok,
this is great
baby.
though, because now we can put it in the episode description, and people will be like, "I want to hear about
Oh,
the
yeah.
track."
Oh god, Zach, you have no idea how fucking glad I was to hear
Oh,
this
my
news.
God.
So glad. Like honestly, even like cheating on someone in my list of like bad things you do, like I will say, a white straight man cheating on someone, very bad.
Yes.
Like cheat, like I can forgive and forget depending on circumstances, but fuck, oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it was so good to
Yeah.
know that he was such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Speaking of hating on people,
Okay.
Ash in the Sun. That's about hating your ex, right?
Is it?
I don't know.
Or
maybe.
wishing bad will for your ex.
I do love. I don't know if it's that so much as I will say because I love the line. Maybe my ash will land on your nose.
Here's the whole line. Oh, maybe someday, babe, my ash will land on your nose. I guess we'll never know, whichever way the wind blows.
Yeah, I think there's a bitterness to it, but I don't think it's about hating your ex because I don't think there's that much ill will. I think that there is a. Speaking of, and Cam, this is how I can keep my rant in this fucking podcast. It's because there is a sense of being uncomfortable with the negative that you feel, right? And so you're so trying to.
Excuse me, sorry. I tried to turn away.
Okay, good. So, Cam, keep this, please. No, but like trying to be comfortable with the negative in yourself and saying like, I feel these negative things and I feel this ill will, but leaving it up to
chance or
or
indifference
something
about it.
bigger.
Maybe someday the wind will blow it on
right.
your nose. Yeah.
Something bigger than yourself, fate, like just something that is not rational or objective. Subjective to yourself, but something that is larger. Maybe maybe my ill will find you one day.
Yeah.
But I hope it doesn't. Maybe is what but it's not up to me. It's kind of the idea, right? Like I feel this. I feel bad. I don't like you right now. But I don't know. Maybe not. You'll feel this as well.
Everything will play.
Yeah, that line of the first verse that ends with "Life's a breeze, write it out."
Write it out,
baby.
baby.
Just
That's,
on a whim.
What's that really famous Grateful Dead quote that everyone what is it like
Do drugs, die young.
Eat ass, suck a dick, and sell drugs.
Yeah. Do you know about? You've seen the thing that Carol made me, right? Which
I
is
do,
like,
the needle point.
Eat ass, suck a dick, and they cross out sell drugs, and it's dismantle capitalism. Thank you.
Yeah. No ethical consumption under capitalism.
No, there's not unless it's beer.
Unless it's Narragansett, baby.
Not actually. Let's talk about that real quick.
Oh.
Narragansett is the name of the indigenous nation that was displaced. I believe they're still part of it, but that is the land that Rhode Island occupies. So so no, it's not because I'm almost 100% sure.
Extra not ethical consumption.
Not ethical.
Yeah.
God damn it.
But yeah, so bury me, please. I can't go home. I can't stay here.
Oh, the end.
Here rhymes with please the way he sings it. Much to Zach. What you were saying,
can we
the
hear
way,
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They do it so good.
Well, this is perfect because I also wanted to listen to the last the last 30 seconds or something.
Yeah.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Yeah. A bunch of their songs have like A, B, C, and D sections. It's
Yeah.
like, and there's pauses, there's starts and stops, there's tension, there's release. It's beautiful. Another thing that I meant to mention earlier, which is the drummer, who never plays straight 8th or 16th notes. There's always some like there's always some really, and it's so low. It's low in the mix in a good way. Like it's not hyper present, but it creates this sort of frenetic sense that you don't get, and that it aids to the start and stop nature, right? Because like if you're listening to like a funk song, everything's kind of like
really in the pocket.
Really in the pocket, all this stuff. It's not that he's not in the pocket, but it's that it's more frenetic in the sense that like it couldn't go on forever. There's a tension always building the whole time. So anyway.
Bury me, please. I can't go home. I can't say please. Bury me, please. I can't go home. I can't say please.
What the fuck is that word he's saying?
What? That's not.
I'm
that's not.
I'm almost 100% sure that he just didn't have a word for it, and because I know how Bandcamp releases go. Small smile. I know how Bandcamp releases go, and you have to kind of justify your lyrics, and sometimes you don't know what the fucking what you sang. So if you improvise that line, especially if you're like you wrote it over a period of time, you're just like, and because none of those words sound like here or free.
Not at all.
No way.
Not at all.
I'm looking. By the way,
No.
Brandon, I've got your number. I'm on your goddamn Bandcamp page, and maybe
Genius.com has a lot of wrong lyrics too.
Totally.
I love, but also hate Genius.com. It's the worst.
Yes.
Like,
It's a
oh,
love-hate.
this thing that he said, it's like he's talking about Jesus and Jesus' influence on the game of football. And football, I mean English football, as in a European, like the world football, not American football. Yeah,
I wish they would like Wikipedia style crack down on the Genius annotations.
Yeah.
I don't, because I love the Mac.
Yeah, we've
just-
seen some chaotic shit
Yeah,
on
It's just not
Genius.com.
helpful.
No.
And that's great. Like, I love things that aren't helpful.
That's why you
can't-
love our podcast.
It can be.
That is all that I've ever tried to be. Is something that is lovable but not helpful.
We are.
I just want to be. Sorry, Sarah. I just want to be loved.
We love you.
You're just saying that for the podcast.
Dave, we love you.
You're just saying that for the podcast.
Dave, we love you.
Only Cam loves me. Thank you, Cam.
Thank you, Cam.
Keep this in, Cam. This is a really good bit.
Well, that bit was a bust.
Wait.
Wait,
I have something to say. I have something to say.
Okay, wait. Sarah has something to say.
Clean take. Ow. Fuck. I clapped my hands together really hard. We already listened to the part that I wanted to highlight. The part at the end where they go, where the wind blows.
Yeah.
Like,
The wind
blows.
I love that little bit of like sort of word painting where when they say
Yeah.
blow, it's like blows. And it's like a little breeze.
Yeah.
It blows away.
And I think that like it that really speaks to like the way he uses his voice as an instrument, not
Yes.
a delivery.
So
Because like as
good.
someone who writes music, small smile.
Link in description.
Link in description.
Description.
No, but like as someone who tries to write lyrics, it's like sometimes you're just trying to fit lyrics to melody. Sometimes you're just trying to fit melody to lyrics, and it's like it feels so natural. I like to say acrobatic or fluid. Like Brandon's musicality is so fluid.
Yeah.
Absolutely, like that's all I can. And even the drumming, the bass player, like what attracts me to this band. And you said it was like very stereotypical 2015. The reason that it comes to me it makes so much sense to me is like this album is so fluid, and I think that it really is something that a lot of albums aren't, even if they might sound similar, because there isn't this start and stop, there isn't this push and pull. There is, like, as someone who writes songs, it's like you got to be playing the whole time for 3 minutes, right? But they're like, okay, we're gonna have 5 different parts of the song, we're gonna start and stop, we're gonna do all this stuff, and it's fluid, it feels good, it feels like 3 people got together and worked through these things, and you know,
The whole album does that.
right? No, the whole that's
Start to
what
finish. It's a
start to
quick 30.
finish, exactly.
It's like
And-
a big trail mix.
The picture.
And I will say, like, I love you guys if you listen, but that's something that I think is missing from some of their other songs, because it's very clearly a composition first rather than performance first style. Their songs are still good,
Which might happen
but
to a
it's
band when they
it's
spend more time on the studio than
Exactly.
they do on the stage, right?
Yeah.
exactly. So anyway, to throw that in there, which is a non sequitur potentially, but I'm about to bust one up in this.
Yeah.
I'm about to
Zach,
bust.
play
a
the
musical
air
nut.
horn. Play the air horn. Yes.
And
Bust it open.
Guess what? I also have. I was going to save this for the next time Zach gave his opinion, but
It's a bust. Yeah.
I'm about to bust a ham up in this one.
This is another one where the lyrics are simple, but he delivers them in a way that isn't simple. If that
This
makes
is the
sense.
this is the hardest song. Like
This
when
goes
you go to a show, or at least when I went to shows, this is the fucking one where people are mosh. Like
we-
not real. There weren't any real moshes, but yeah. Oh yeah, it's the breakdown.
Yeah.
boom, boom. Yeah, no,
Oh,
but then it
man.
has to have the return to that
Uh-huh.
because it opens, it ends with the opening theme, like the opening
A.
motif, the alpha section.
Not a bust of a song.
No,
No, but did it make you bust?
so
It did
Sorry.
make me bust. It made me create a bust of the lead singer, which is
Oh.
a sculpture of just their head to the
Very
shoulders.
artful of
Yes,
you.
one of the lines is, "I know enough to know I don't know anything." It's like,
One who
it's
is
like
wise.
okay, like
Okay,
like cool,
Socrates.
cool, yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
Like not it's like it's pretty obvious to know that they were reading some early ancient Greek philosophy.
And then they killed that guy, right? They killed Socrates, right?
That's what's crazy. That's what's crazy about my music is when you listen to it, I've been reading the first book of Genesis.
7 days type of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Small smile, link in description.
Small smile,
Small
all of
smile.
very biblically accurate.
Biblically accurate smile.
This is a really cool example of like through composition. There's just like 8 lines to the song. In the
Oh,
lyrics.
absolutely.
It looks so pretty on the page, right?
There's so much, and none of these songs are just like let's just play through the whole thing like 4 chords, like whatever. It's like there's the loud, quiet dichotomy. There is the start and stop. This is probably their sludgiest song on the album. It's like, and then there's still all that expression. It's not just power chords, right? Like it's as someone who loves to play punk and power chords and stuff, it's like they do like punk or post punk or whatever the fuck we're at this point. Post
Malone.
Post Malone punk. Post Malone punk after punk that was written after Post Malone
Yes,
got
that's
his
what
first
post-punk means.
tattoo.
Of
Yeah.
course.
after he got his first tattoo, which is maybe 20 years ago.
I think we're moving on to Warn.
Warn.
Which
Warn / Wander.
Well,
This is a great one. Fuck
this
yeah,
one
it's a
is
good
just it's the shortest song on the entire album. I think we should let the listeners at home just listen to the whole thing.
I'm gonna move to the city. The country's too slow. I want pretty things in magazines. I'm gonna buy some clothes.
So, what did you guys think about that song?
I'm gonna
Wait, what were you trying to do there?
I wanted to be interrupted by the song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
behind
purposeful
the bit.
mishap.
Behind the bit.
We ruined it now. We
Behind the
overexplained
bit. Guess what? Behind the bit. This is the new VH1 series, Behind the Bit.
Welcome to Behind the Bit.
I'm an English lady for some reason.
This week, we'll break down Album ReBrews.
Wicked pisser.
Crikey, look at the size of those headphones.
Do you really need headphones that big, missus?
Are we kind of going Australian here?
Well, I did with it. We went straight to Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney's that Australian?
No, he's British. That's what you just did. Do it again.
Hello.
Yeah, that's Paul right here.
Oh my god, spitting fucking image.
Hello.
The Beatles are in studio right now.
I'd like to be under the sea. Did you know I wrote Octopus's Garden, one of the greatest Beatles songs of all time? My name is Ringo Starr. I play the drums for the Beatles. I also have me, Ringo Starr, in the All-Star Band. I'd like to be Ringo Starr.
This is a great bit. Let's have Dave on again. Where we just pretend to be the Beatles for a whole episode.
Do you want to do like, okay, you know when bands, shout out Calco.
I do know. Hold on. I do know when bands.
I do
I
know.
That's
know
crazy.
when
That's crazy that you
bands-
said that.
Yeah.
So sometimes bands will do like a Halloween set and they dress up and perform as another band.
Wolfpack did themselves. They just all swapped their own. Did you ever see that? Okay,
No, that's
anyway.
I
fantastic.
didn't see
Another
that.
band. I didn't know about this.
But who is Calico Loco playing as? Are they playing as My Chemical Romance?
Mhm.
First of
At
all,
the Golden
go
Dagger this
listen to our
Halloween.
episode with
Oh,
Danny
yeah.
right the fuck now, where we
Yes.
talk about the Black
Uh-huh.
Parade. Second of all, we should do a live show where it's Album ReBrews as the Beatles.
I would do that.
Yes.
By the way, I am absolutely being one of them now.
Yeah,
Because you
yeah.
said this while
we'll
I'm
just
here.
get
We
you
need
and
a fourth.
Dylan on,
Yeah.
and just be the Beatles.
I call Ringo.
Well, you've already done a
I'd
spot
like
on
to be-
audition.
I call it Yoko Ono.
Under
I
the
was gonna
sea.
say I go Yoko Ono. you bitch.
Oh, sorry.
You just have
Sorry.
to go. No, then, by the way, that's not hate on Yoko's artistic performance.
Right.
I like Yoko's art.
Yes.
I do not like how she used John Lennon's memory to be profit off that. So thank you.
Yes.
That is
thank
very
you for that.
valid. That is very valid.
Yes, I'm not one of those people that Yoko split up the Beatles. The person who split up the Beatles was fucking George Harrison. No one fucking knows that shit. Anyway, but that's
we
fine.
could have Can Be Yoko, and
Yeah,
then
that's how cameo.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, fuck
Sorry, Cam, I love you. I'm texting you about They Might Be Giants right now.
So I made a joke about Warn/Wander because it goes for like 20 some seconds.
Yep.
And then there's a big old break. And perhaps if this was performed live, a smooch was shared during
Potentially a
that
smooch.
I like to think that
Potential
every break
smooch.
there's a smooch.
There are more than not.
I would like to think that every break that happens, which is probably like upwards of 50, there's a smooch.
50 smooches.
50 smooches in an album.
That's
Okay.
my daily quota.
To be fair, I will take back that they have not inspired me because I also used to write a lot of stops in my music.
For
Those
smooches.
are not in my two songs, Small Smile, Big
Link in description.
Description.
But so I will say, like, I like the idea of the stops, yeah.
Can we do it a little bit at a minute 2
Absolutely.
and
honey.
just fuck with these surf rock vibes that I'm so
yeah.
happy about and want so much more of?
Get surfing.
All right, Dick Dale.
Well, they
in here.
cite
Fergie?
Dick Dale, baby.
Sarah knows who Dick Dale is.
This is another. Once again, I'll bring in some extra, some of the themes that I've started looking at my notes again. But I love the themes, like the sardonic shots. Like I wanna move. I want pretty things in magazines. I want to buy some clothes. But I also love how this song. It sounds like a country song. It's like I'm gonna move to the city, and the country's too slow. But then he changed his mind. He's gonna go to the country. The city's too fast.
yeah.
But then he says, I'm going to walk into the woods. And so I think that is something that maybe gets lost a little bit because it doesn't have that juxtaposition, right? But the city, the country, and the woods represent three different things, three different tiers of cultivation of humanity, right? So it's like he says, I'm going to go to the woods just to show I can, right? Like so I can tame not just the country, which is just, it's still tamed by humanity, but I can go raw woods. But he says, to bring it to the, is it the first song is chop? Yeah, I'll cut it all down with a chop, chop, chop. So he speaks to finding the willow tree that harbors him. The willow tree will harbor me, right? I'm going to the woods. This willow tree will protect me. Yet, it blocks my view and I'm going to cut it down. And I feel like, once again, like this is attenuate. It's speaking to these themes of alienation and of not fitting in and of feeling a pressure to act in a certain way and feeling ashamed that he also feels like he should act in the way that he reviles, which is to like, I'm going to move to the city because I should. I don't like it. I'm going to move to the country because I should. I don't like it. I'm going to go conquer nature. I don't like it. And I'm going to do the thing that establishes the city. I'm going to cut down the willow tree that harbors me. And maybe I'm reading too much into it. But once again, I only read the lyrics this week, yes. So,
he is a worn wanderer.
but-
He's
but,
wandered all these places.
I always thought the lyrics were which are amazing. But no, but I was like, I always knew the chop 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 part was there and the willow tree will harbor me part, but like I didn't really realize that there is a theme of humanity's conquering of nature for the good or for the bad. And I think that because of the other themes of the album, you can kind of read this as a sort of shame. Like I'm going to do this, but I do feel ashamed to do it.
Yeah.
This last couple of songs get really deep.
They do.
And before we get deep,
I'm gonna go.
I'm
piss.
so full of pee.
Piss break.
Okay, folks. We got 2 more left. We're going to come in with track number 9. Let me just reference the notes on my hand here. Desert Daddy.
Desert Daddy. Look at that Desert Daddy. He's got a beach towel on.
Let's talk about Desert Daddy.
I think it was Dessert Daddy.
Oh, he's
So like
yeah.
that,
So, like,
like
he
got
makes-
some cake.
I'm a dessert daddy.
He
I
makes
always got cake.
eclairs.
Got a thick eclair and some cake.
Mm-hmm. Ew, but not you. But yes, you.
Depends on what you like.
Don't yuck anyone's young, Sarah.
The sincerity that Dave just looked at was amazing.
So Desert Diddy is probably
Yes.
the most
So-
thought-provoking one on this album.
Yeah.
Sick Man Sip Sand. That's
Sick
absolutely.
Man, sip sand.
Say
I will-
that 5 times fast.
I
Man,
will
sip
say.
sand. Sick man, sip sand. Sick man, sick sand. Sick sand, 666666666.
Oh my God, the devil's here. But I will say the end, the last line. Once again they do this. And maybe I'm getting ahead of ourselves, but that's fine with me because fuck y'all. But no. But we're
Fuck 'em.
but the ending, the outro section is how do you do it?
How? Yeah.
And I feel like once again, this is Sick Men Sip Sand, right? Like that, all these things, like this is all allegorical.
Mhm.
This allegory of the cave, of course. But
it's a metaphor for something.
it's
I don't know
a
what.
metaphor,
I
but
don't know what.
Brandon plays his cards, which is like, how do you do it?
Mhm.
How do you keep going, or how do you live in this society, or how do you
Well, it's
wear your sand or your watch and jacket or whatever?
The
And
man
it's
is
like, how do you
eating
do it?
sand, thinking it's water, and he's like, "How do you do that?"
Right.
So it's like, how do you subsistence off of something that isn't substance?
Right.
Mhm.
I almost feel like though it's a breaking of the narration, right?
Yeah,
Like
sure.
I agree with you. Like I don't disagree with that, but it almost feels like a narration. Like all this is this like he's talking about this ill gentleman who he drinks of the sand.
Mhm.
But he's sort of saying, how do you do it? Like I feel like maybe it's like I feel like a someone trying to slake my thirst on sand.
Mm.
How do you do this? How do you live or continue on? And that's how I sort of read that last line or that last refrain. of the
Yeah.
line.
I love songs that could just exist on their own on the page. Like
Right,
this one
yes.
could just exist in a poem form, and it would still be just as beautiful. I
Yeah.
think
Mhm.
it's so thought provoking.
And I will say once again, so this is bringing the Aristotle or the Plato, which is he understood what he didn't understand. He only understood because he couldn't understand, which is like that whole like the
he
only
wouldn't
thing I know is that
understand.
I know nothing, right?
So he
that
would
kind
only
of thing.
eat sand, which rhymes with understand. That's
Exactly.
fantastic.
It's so great that
Yeah.
sand rhymes with understand for this
For
for these purposes.
Yes.
Like really good that the Germanic language became
Yeah.
English for that reason.
Exactly. You guys ever read like a short story that has like a message hidden somewhere? You guys ever read
Yeah,
like
I've taken AP English.
you ever just like read a
Yellow
short
Wallpaper?
Story? I can't think of any short stories right
The only one is Yellow Wallpaper that I can think of. Which did you have to read that?
The one that comes to mind for me is like the lady with the ribbon around her neck.
Oh sure,
Did you guys read the one where like the guy had tattoos and every tattoo was a story?
no.
No,
That was a good one. Anyways, this song
don't tell us about
That was
it.
good. That was good. And continuing on, how do you do it?
Well, if you guys didn't know, I can't really like just explain it to you. That's not good audio.
This is an audio medium.
This is a conversation
Sarah.
podcast, not a Zach talk about short story podcast.
You should start that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then we can learn about
But
the tattooed
this
man.
song feels like a short story. Like it feels like a short story with a meaning that you have to really think about.
Like a parable
Like a
of sorts.
parable.
I do agree. Did you ever read the short story about the woman? I don't remember the name of it. There's a book called Anna Karenina, but there's a short story about a woman who reads this book, which is like 1,000 pages,
Okay.
something like that, like obsessively.
Oh.
And honestly, it feels like this is sipping sand is like trying to read this book obsessively, like because there's some dark connotations to what happens to her in the short story that she whatever, it doesn't matter. But like this whole like trying to nourish yourself on something that is not nourishing necessarily, and it's it's interesting. So that
Yeah.
we got there.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, Roscoe, we got there.
Roscoe, here's a little bit of Desert Ditty. Desert Daddy?
Dessert
Dessert Daddy.
Desert
Yeah,
Daddy.
here you go. One of the few times it's like halftime. You know, it's not going at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Takes his time, yeah. How do we do it? Well, you just keep recording podcasts until you get to episode 52, and then you keep going.
Is this 52?
This is episode
52.
52.
Damn, I am so mad at you. Can you guess why I'm mad at you?
Why? Tell me why.
Because it's not episode 69. You did not wait till the
What?
good, funny weed
wouldn't have
number.
been-
The weed number. I want to
420?
highlight. Here's the thing. You ever heard of slapstick comedy?
Oh,
Yeah,
have I
yeah,
heard of
right.
a
Yeah.
boy, yo, 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 yo,
Boy, yo, 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 yoing. So what's really funny is that 69 is the weed number.
Right.
69 is the weed number?
Yes. And
Yeah.
yes. One of the two funny numbers.
69 is the sex number.
No. You're
No?
thinking of 420.
Oh.
That's the sex number.
That's the sex number.
Yeah. So
Yeah, okay, let's bring it home. Let's bring it home.
Let's get the last track,
Smile, boy.
which feels like it's just been one track this whole time.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it does, right? Because of
Yeah.
this. Yeah, absolutely.
Not in a bad way. Not
No,
like
no, no,
saying
no.
Like each one sounds the same.
No,
It's
there's a
just-
flow.
It's just cohesive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the album sequencing is like I will say, like, there are a few albums even by my favorite artists that I will say are perfect albums. A perfect, not in the like they are the best albums of all time,
Are
but
you saying
that
like a no skipper?
when I say perfect album, I mean it's a cohesive piece.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can like or dislike that piece,
Sure.
right? But it's cohesive, and
Yeah.
I think that this is almost nigh on a perfect album because it is a novel. It is a long form piece. It is a 30-minute long piece. I think the longer your album is, the harder it is to achieve that.
Yeah.
Which
Sure.
is why, especially these days, 30-minute, 35-minute albums are great. But like Smile Boyo, I will say it starts like it's almost a skippable song. I don't mean to say that. It starts slower than the other songs. You hear this, the arrangement, like it sounds more like a song from the previous album. And it kind of sounds like it might have been a leftover or whatever. But it is a fitting end to it, at least thematically, because it is the thesis of the song, which is smile. It reminds me. I know you're a big fan of Wilco over here. You know How to Fight Loneliness or whatever.
Oh.
Which is How to Fight Loneliness, Smile All the Time.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
This song is Smile.
Yeah.
Smile, kid. You got to keep it hid. Like,
Folks are irrational. Kids are animals. Yeah.
how do you live? Like, how do you do it? In
It's answering the question.
it's answering the question.
Yeah.
Smile. Keep going.
Here's that intro. Let's vibe into it.
Folks are irrational, kids are animals. Shits on their shadows from fires cast onto walls. It's intent-
Fires cast on the walls. That's the Plato's The Cave.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm just saying, calling you guys out.
Yeah. These guys took a freshman philosophy class, and I love it.
Yeah. No, wait. Keep going for the chorus though.
You've got to keep it, and you've got to laugh it off, no matter what they said, and all the people say. What's the matter anyway? 'Cause in the end we'll all end back for free.
You gotta admit, like, there's no way that you're gonna catch that last word was evaporate without reading the
yeah.
fucking lyrics.
well, they want-
Evaporate.
They
It's
make
like-
it rhyme with say in any
Yeah,
way.
it was crazy. It was
Evaporate.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Well,
but,
the end of the word evaporated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
man. Oh,
fuck.
you're doing
So
a lot
smart.
of lifting for
That's-
him.
Oh, damn.
I'm so strong.
You got a strong, independent woman over here.
Yep.
Any last thoughts on this last track, guys?
Well, I was gonna say, smile.
That's fair. You ever listen to Portugal the Man? They have a great song called "Smile" off of Evil Friends.
Uh-huh.
I think no. Is Smile Off Evil Friends? Yeah, no, it is. Yeah. Anyway, doesn't matter. What I would say is, upon reviewing this album and actually listening to the lyrics, because I will say, like, I think I've never felt the need to because of it's all about the intonation and all this stuff, like the way that he delivers the lyrics, all that stuff. But this is a better ending song to the album than I had initially thought. Especially as someone who, for a long time and still to this day, doesn't feel like they fit in very much, or at least that there is some resistance to who you might be. Just gotta laugh it off is something my mom used to say to me. And it never worked because it's hard to laugh off when you're really sad, or when the things that people say to you really affect you emotionally, whether or not you can rationalize it. Like it happens in the moment and you feel these things. And I love how much this is saying that sardonically. It's saying you just gotta laugh it off, motherfucker.
Yeah,
like it's almost like someone told them, like, you just gotta laugh it. It's just smile, just laugh it off. It doesn't matter that people don't like you. It doesn't matter that people make fun of you. You just gotta laugh it off and smile. And it feels like How to Fight Loneliness by Wilco, but in a brighter package, which is smile all the time. Like, how do you fight loneliness? Smile. And it really connected with just like my experience growing up, because that's how it is. And there is a line that's like, I can't trust what they articulate, which is, maybe this is a less of an emotional, I should have prefaced with this, but like that line, which is, I can't trust what they articulate. It's like, yeah, like there's I think when you grow up with as a person who looks at life a little critically, or you learn to do that from an early age, you learn that like something's wrong, and you feel like you can't trust what people say, but they have all this power over you. So you feel wrong. Because what's wrong with me that I don't believe these things that my parents do, or that the teachers do, or the people, my boss. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, but like, no, like, speaking of, like when I worked in a corporate job, I remember feeling fucking strange because I was like, this is all dumb bullshit work, which, because it's a white collar job, that's what it is. Yeah. And I worked in a place where everyone was like, this is the best job I've ever worked. You've got to like be curious, and you've got to do all these things. And the curiosity that they're talking about was like working with like shitty software that they designed. So it's like, oh, cool. I got to be curious about the fucking mysteries of like Jim in fucking coding, or, like in fucking QR or whatever, the QA, excuse me. Yeah. So it's like, this song used to not be one of my favorites, but I've listened to it a little bit more deeply because of this podcast. Thank you for both very much. Yes. And it is it's a great ending. It's much more of a more solid ending than I had initially thought. I was initially going to be like, it's not my favorite song, but it's a thematic ending. It's a great album sequencing, and that's why I say, like, to bring it back to my initial point, which is like, this is a near if not perfect album for what they tried to do. Period.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to bring up that the line before, the one you liked about articulate, is problem with invertebrate, which are people who are spineless. And spines.
Yo, see, you're smarter than I am.
Yeah.
I need to be hit over the head with meaning. You're smarter than I am.
Ooh, I love biology in my lyrics. Yeah, great ending to the song. Great.
Wonderful send off.
Yeah.
Feels like a go for it, kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
So good. You guys want to do a hover brewski?
Yeah. How would you say ReBrewski in Boston?
To be fair, it's probably just ReBrewski, baby.
ReBrewski.
Hey,
baby.
wicked piss of ReBrewski.
There we go.
We're a Boston podcast.
Hey,
now.
fackin' ReBrewski. That didn't quite sound that Boston.
What
was
British.
that? Hello, it's a ReBrewski, isn't it?
It's the Beatles again.
Hello.
George Harrison just showing himself.
Ringo,
where did you get in here?
I came into the bathroom window, protected by a silver spoon. That actually worked out pretty good.
That's really good.
Brandon, Drew, and Zach, I officially award you the ReBrewski for most likely and most sexily
Oh.
to give each of their bandmates a gentle kiss on the lips.
Thank you so much for listening, guys. Goodness gracious. We are Album ReBrews, and by God, God darn it, good God damn it, we're going to continue being Album ReBrews. If you want to check us out on Twitter or Instagram, it is at Album ReBrews. And if you want to take a look at our website, it's it's 6vs.albumrebrews.com.
Call back.
A giant thank you to Cameron Bopp for writing our theme song, editing the show, and being a stand-up guy.
True.
A giant thank you to you, the listener, for hanging out with us for 52 episodes. We appreciate you. If you like the show, tell your friends about it. We love that little bit of promotion. Another giant thank you to Dave Igliozzi for coming on the show, longtime friend of the pod. Also musician for the project Small Smile. Check it out wherever you listen to music.
Link in description.
Link in the description. Or
7 whole Instagram posts.
or on Instagram at small_smile_music. We're a big fan of the 2 tracks he has right now. They are fantastic. Go listen to it right after this podcast. Dave, anything you want to say to the folks at home before we get out of here?
Be cool.
Hey, yo. Well, with that, let's get very close to the microphone and say a very tender goodbye in the order that we introduced ourselves. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, Papa.